just on my last little bit, just walking down, cooling down on the way home. So yeah, so any advice or whatever goes on in these videos, quite a lot of it's just mainly, well, most of it's mainly through my own experiences. Made a lot of mistakes when I've been out running, lots of silly stuff that you do, you think, oh, I'll be okay, and you don't, and things that you don't know, things that you want to know, and it doesn't matter how good you get on the internet and stuff like that, or read books, you just don't get quite the information that you're looking for, or you get contradictory information, I think that's the right word. One person says one thing, one person says the other. My personal experience, listen to it all, and just listen to your body, really. So this morning, quite a short run, maybe about 5 miles or so. Had a rough week, bit of an upset tummy, not cool. So I'm not going to go out and bang 15-20 miles out. I know that, you know, legs have still got to recover, body's got to recover, got to get hydration levels up and energy levels up again. So, you know, just listen to your body. I know I can do 20-25 miles, but not after a rough week. So, you know, use a bit of common sense there. So if you're ever a bit unsure, just think about, you know, your body, think about how your day's gone, how your week's gone and stuff, and listen to that. Sometimes it's good to push through, but again, that's a judgment call. You've got to work that one out yourself. So you've got to keep going, keep looking where I'm going. Here's a lamppost here. It has been known to walk into 1 or 2 lampposts, and that wasn't even with a phone, talking into a phone. So yes, that's my word of advice there. So that's pretty cool. So just before we finish off this morning, go home and clean up and get ready for the day ahead. Why do I do it? Well, good question. Always been into fitness. A couple of reasons. I do like my food. I do like to eat. So yeah, quite often put on a few pounds. Usually get a bit chunky around the cheeks here. You can always tell when it's time to get myself into shape a little bit when you see the cheeks and the eyes. So you know, that's one reason. Keep the weight down, just keep healthy, and just feel, you know, just generally do feel better after a good workout. You know, both physically and mentally. Quite often you've had a rough day, bad day at work, or you know, you've been inside a lot, or kids have been screaming, or even the wife's been screaming for that matter. She's going to love me for that one. You know, it's just good to get out and just let the body go, and you know, sometimes just a nice steady long slow run just cleans the body out, and that's lovely. So that's what generally why I run. Why do I do ultras? Don't know, a couple of years ago one of my mates and I just fancied doing a long run during the winter time. Couldn't find a marathon that we fancied doing, found a 45 mile and thought, hey, let's try that. So you know, it was about September we signed up to it, and I remember about one day in November waking up about 5 o'clock, cold sweat, thinking, what's going on here? So you know, that was a bit of a fear factor there, but we did it. Again, last to finish, but you know, we did it in about 11 hours. But you know, that the objective was to finish it, and we finished it, so we're quite happy with that. Did triathlons a year after for a few years, and then last winter I got chatting to a guy in the triathlon club who quite liked the sound of the ultras, so we got back into them this year again. Just something a bit different, really. You know, it's not just your physical ability, it's just your mental strength as well to get through one. You know, if you're going for 7, 8, 9 hours, a lot of things can change in that time. You know, how your body's feeling, weather conditions, the terrain. So, you know, it's a good mental test to how you deal with that and how you get through that. You know, especially, yeah, the last couple of races I've done this year, in one instance, the first race I got to about 18 miles and had a little bit dip in energy, so you've got to kind of think, right, what do I do here? Eat some cake and carry on. That was all good. Another one in April, the big one, that was, you know, you ran for, well, you went for 8-9 miles, 8-9 hours. Then it was like try to comprehend the fact that you've still got 2/3 of that to go again, you know, and it's trying to get that into your head and how you deal with it and how you think about it, and just push through, really. So yeah, it's just a whole new challenge. So yeah, so we kind of, that was why we really got into them this year, and then next year, I don't know, just kind of want to test the boundaries, see what's out there. There's a lot of fantastic races out there, a lot of fantastic people and stuff running the races, organising them. So just get out there, meet them, and just a different crowd, really. So that's pretty cushy. So so there you go. So might be back on later on. Gonna go home, clean up, have some breakfast, and get some work done. And then looking to do some training later on, a bit more upper body core sort of stuff, and try and toughen up the core a little bit, because I think that's going to be really useful for some of these hill runs that we're doing. So I might be back on later. If not, we'll catch you later on for my next training run. Laters.